well, guess what? We're actually going to talk right now about Hi-Rez Esports, Smite, and Paladins. First of all, Evan,
yes.
Welcome to the Mixer stage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Tell the folks at home who you are and why we think you're so cool.
Well, you know what? I don't know why you think I'm cool. I appreciate it. I just do normal things. I actually am a caster for Hi-Rez, esports producer there. So I work on Paladins, which is the gameplay you just saw. We have Realm Royale coming out, but that wasn't that, but still very exciting stuff. Paladins most of my life. We have Smite running at Skillshot and Hi-Rez as well. So I basically am on broadcast 24/7. That's my life.
How'd that come to fruition? How'd you end up becoming a caster?
Honestly, it's kind of an interesting story. I started out being a soccer player. I was a NCAA Division I soccer player for 4 years at UCLA. I was drafted to the MLS for DC United and kind of changed paths after that. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I saw Smite as a great game. So I'm like, man, I see these guys making these videos. They can barely talk coherently. They're mumbling teenagers who haven't figured it out. I'm like, I've lived, you know, so I can make a coherent guide to a god. And I started doing YouTube. And all of a sudden, about 40,000 subscribers later, I got a call from a tweet from one of the owners of Hi-Rez, and they flew me out, and what's done is done.
We've been doing this all wrong.
Like, you guys went the wrong way, man.
The wrong way.
Well, let's talk about it from that caster's perspective.
Yeah.
What during a match? What are you looking to get across to your audience? Like, bring us through sort of your mind.
You know, really, I mean, when we talk about it, because we have a lot of casters in our studio, we have like at least 12 casters who are just full-time casters, and that's all we do. A lot of it is telling stories. It's really about helping someone who's new to understand what's happening, because there's no ball in esports. You can't see a goal go in or a basketball fly into the hoop. You have to kind of walk them through it in a most interesting way possible. So really, it's about telling a story that people care about, making people care about personalities, because that's what's very sports driven. You want to see Kobe, LeBron, you want to see Messi and Ronaldo in the World Cup. So we try to make names of players, and we try to make moments out of things that maybe wouldn't be moments unless we told you about them.
What's the most difficult part of casting for those who may not know?
Man, you know, I honestly feel like casting is a thing where you kind of got it or you don't. And it sucks because I know a lot of people said, I could never do that. But to me, it's like, I could do this all day. You know, it's not a problem. I think the hardest thing is maybe staying in tune with your partner. Co-casting is very difficult. When you cast by yourself, and I did YouTube a lot, I got used to talking by myself. So the hardest part was probably growing and understanding when to stop and when to continue.
So let me bring us through. You're looking to, you're looking down the day at a, sort of a very highly anticipated game match, and I'm curious, what is sort of your routine when it comes to, because people forget sometimes how much work goes into doing what you do. So bring us through the routine.
Absolutely. So, you know, we have, last month we had 200 players at our studio, brand new studio, Skillshot Studios, which is now basically partnered with all Hi-Rez games, a part of that company, but also open to doing work with other games and having our casters, because we know.
And that's in Atlanta, correct?
In Atlanta, exactly, Alpharetta. It's a beautiful spot. We had 200 players there. We had at least 7 LANs for our games. And before each LAN, each game, we had basically a meeting with our team talking about storylines. Who do we think is going to win this? Who's done well in the past? Where is there drama here that we should talk about, let people know about, and all those tidbits. And this is done as a casting team, and this is also done personally. I like to watch my own stuff. I like to listen to myself. You know, you can't be a YouTuber or a Twitcher and not want to listen to yourself. Mixer, you know what I mean? You can't do that and not want to hear your voice. So that's what I do, and I say, oh, I could have done that better, and that helps warm me up as well. So I think the more prep and practice you give yourself, the better you will be prepared for cast. You'll quote stats, you'll quote moments, and it will make it a lot richer of an experience.
You're right, that prep is crucial.
I was going to say, on average, just for kicks and giggles, I think this is something, once again, that people don't get. How many hours do you prepare for, like, a big high-profile match?
I mean, it's days, really.
That's
I mean, to be honest, it's like we have our preparation starts at least a week in advance. You know, we have HRX coming up, and we have the players coming in around November 5th. But you know, all the way into obviously October beforehand, we will be preparing for that and writing stories. Some of it too, we have to let media. We have a few companies work with us. We have to build up storylines and tell them what it is. Send those files out so they can get the right people. So we got to be an encyclopedia of knowledge before we even get into the building to start talking.
Now, based on your community interactions, what would you say separates Smite and Paladins from other esports that are out there?
I think you kind of just said it. It's community. I mean, really, we're a community-driven esports organization. You know, part of Paladins and Smite is that, like, it's that game that's really good. That's not, you know, those games that you're seeing everywhere all the time. When you play them, you love them, and the people who love them and play them are so passionate. So we like to cultivate that community and passion. We think we're probably better at it than most people because we got great experience with it, and we've been doing it forever.
Yep.
We got great in the studio now, so if you guys want to come through. 3.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
That's an invite.
Don't-
We heard
I was
it.
gonna say,
No,
don't
that's an
twist our
invite.
You guys can come.
arm.
And so what we think it separates us is the ability to really connect with people at a grassroots level and do that better than pretty much anybody in the industry.
Okay, so we talked about how much you prepared. Now let's test you on it.
We did.
I want to know this season. Let's talk Paladins first.
Yes,
Here.
yes.
This season, give us the storylines. Let's hear about some of those drama. Let's hear some of the storylines that you guys are sort of looking at down the road here.
Well, if you don't know, I mean, Paladins actually is in an amazing spot with organizations. We're the only other league to have a WESA sanctioned league. So we've got Navi,
Yeah.
Fnatic, G2 Esports, SK Gaming,
All the
guys
big
like
names.
that, all playing under one, the banners competing in our Paladins Premier League, which is going on actually today. It goes on every day of the week, Tuesday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So check that out. And it's a great thing to be able to just see how these teams develop. We had a lot of kind of teams that earlier in actually Las Vegas in May, we had a team run through the losers bracket who had never even placed second before in the league. They were like a 4th seed, 5th seed.
Yeah.
Made a couple changes from our amateur scene, which is we run all around the world, Russia, Brazil, Europe, North America, and they took 2 players from that and totally revamped their roster, beat the #1 team in the world in Fnatic. It's Team Envy, and they stole the crown in Vegas, a reverse sweep in best of 7 series. It was amazing.
That is awesome.
And so
I
we've got a
love
lot
that.
more competition across the board. Europe usually is the king in a lot of esports, and in Paladins the same, but North America's got some great contenders now, and that's what we're seeing here.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I've got a favorite question I want to ask.
Oh, hit it,
Unless-
go.
Okay.
Can I ask
No,
any other?
you do it.
No, it's really what do you tell the skeptics? What do you tell the people that have seen your
Oh,
career
man.
and, are either looking for career advice or whether or not they
Yeah.
should jump into competing in esports
Sure.
or even just watching? What do you tell them to convince them?
I mean, it's like, this is like, what do I tell my girlfriend's parents or something like that
Yeah.
whenever we're talking about it at a dinner?
Son, what is it?
What,
do?
what do I do, right? I mean, when you look at it, esports is, and gaming in general, bigger business than film, TV combined. One of the things about it, I think it's so interesting, is it's still niche in that way, and it hasn't hit mainstream in some of those aspects. But what what you really have to look at it is that the money is there, the interest is there, and the skill is there.
Yeah.
So really what we're missing is the connecting piece to the people who want to know about it but aren't in the platforms. That's why things like Mixer, that's why things like, all these opportunities at E3 engage a bigger audience to be able to say, hey, this is the thing. I'm pretty sure all the skeptics wouldn't be so skeptic if they saw a great Paladins match, a great CSGO match, and they saw what actually was involved and the stakes that they were playing for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also, honestly, you can't help but get excited when you casters are just
Come on.
just going for it. It's incredible. Evan,
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much for being here. More
Thank you.
importantly, where can people find you and
Well, actually,
what you do?
cool thing is I stream on Mixer as well.
Well,
so
what about
Mixer,
that?
it's
Yeah.
easy.
What is
My
the odds?
my name's
Okay.
Raynr, mixer.com/Raynr. You guys can follow me there and hang out as well. I do all my Hi-Rez stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at Raynr Gaming and catch all my stuff there. But pretty much I'm around. I cast 6 days a
Man,
week,
you are
6 hours a day.
grinding.
Yeah, you're
It's,
staying with it.
I'm always around, so they can find me if they really try.
Fabulous. Okay, well, I want to say thank you so much.